let's go and get it. All right, thanks, Coach. Thanks. Back to you, Eric Olson.
All right, thanks, Lee. 14-7 our score here at the half. Both teams back out on the field. They have that 15-minute halftime, and then they put 3 more minutes back on the clock for warm-up for both teams. So they're both out into that 3-minute warm-up period. So we're just a few minutes away from the start of the second half. Logan will get the second half kickoff, so they'll get their first chance to check out what adjustments the Logan offense has made. For the visiting Highland Rams, 134 yards of total offense, 133 on the ground, only 1 yard through the air. Anthony Fish-Smithson swimming downstream for 85 yards on 15 carries and a touchdown. And we'll get back to these stats in just a minute, but we need to congratulate our Wendy's All-Stars, our Players of the Week. We saw a tennis player there from Skyview, now Bo Artist, football player here at Logan. Another Logan freshman cross-country star, Brianna Lemon, just a freshman on the cross-country team. Bronwyn May, 30 assists, more than 30 assists against Roy. Chasen Anderson, 14 tackles in the win against Roy to end the season. He's got over 100 for the season. Connor Mance from Skyview and Skyview cross country. Second place individual at the state meet. Dalton Cole, outstanding play at offensive line from Logan. Haley Gearing, volleyball, a senior out of Skyview. Jared Hansen, 4.0 student, 34 on his ACT, and not only that, he's a great golfer out at Skyview. Hey, speaking of great, the Asiago Ranch Chicken Club sandwich. I mean, they've kind of revamped the menu a little bit down there at Wendy's. Those hot and juicy cheeseburgers and those. What they've done is kind of changed up, kind of gone back to the future there, and it's they're awesome. I had one last week, outstanding. That's Wendy's of Cache Valley. Thank them for their support of all of the local schools and all of the athletics and other programs. That's Wendy's of Cache Valley. We'll get back to these stats here. Weaver had 1 carry, -1 yard. Homa, 7 carries, 35 yards. Nonu, 1 carry for 3. Beck, 1 carry for 9. Fish-Smithson goes 1 of 4 for 1 yard. And that was a little wide receiver screen out to Hicken. As I mentioned, is 134 total yards. 83 of those came on one drive. That scoring drive to end the half for Highland. For Logan, 165 through the air, 55 on the ground. Nelson, through his first 6 carries, had 22 yards and a touchdown. His next 6 carries, he only totaled 1 yard. Now he was sacked twice, and that sack yardage came off of his rushing. So he had 12 carries, 23 total yards and a touchdown. John Schmidt, 2 carries, 29 yards. Thompson had 3 yards on fumble recovery. That went in the rushing category. DJ Nelson, 8 of 15, 165 yards and a touchdown. Anderson had a 60-yard catch. Artist 1 for 16. Thompson had 3 for 38. Brady 2 for 33, including a touchdown. And Schmidt 1 for 8. Logan turned it over once. Highland turned it over once. So Logan with a statistical advantage and a touchdown advantage, but only a 1 touchdown lead on the board. And Logan in a dogfight. This is as late as they've been in a struggle in a long time. As Levon back into the booth joining us here.
It's chilly down there.
A little bit, huh?
A little bit. It's definitely November football.
And the wind coming out of the south, keeping that flag blowing pretty straight. And Logan will have the wind with them here in this 3rd period. East finally sealed the deal against Skyline, so they'll move on to the turf at Rice Eccles, and it's tied at 17, Westlake and Timpview. I'm telling you, that Westlake team saw was a little bit of an upset against Mountain Crest last week, but that's a team that's getting hot at the right time.
They were big and fast.
And they won 4 in a row, looking for number 5 against a Timpview team that
they would love to beat Timpview.
Yeah, down there in the same valley, down there in Utah Valley with Timpview.
Let's see if we get the side kick again.
Well, Logan's playing it as if any kick could be an onside kick. That's one where they'll kick it and just get a slow roller and send all 11 guys after it. And they kick it deep. Hartman at the 4. Is that Hartman or Schmidt?
Schmidt, 29.
Yep, you're right, it's Schmidt.
That's a tough catch over his shoulder, running back the other way. And honestly, I probably would let that ball go.
Might have rolled to the end zone, huh?
He caught it at about the 5.
And he returns it out to the 14, and that's where Logan will start. Again, the wind picking up out there. There's a front expected to hit this evening. Looking for snow up to 18 inches in the mountains.
Ugh.
Schmidt, they fake the give to him, and a big opening for Nelson. Nelson across the 30 out to about the 31-yard line.
Boy, that's something that really Logan went away from in that second quarter of the first half. DJ didn't run that many times. He was under so much pressure. They're trying to pass the ball, and this is really going to free up potentially some of that pressure earlier on. Keep them honest.
Yeah, they were throwing so much. Schmidt takes the handoff.
Right tackle.
Picks up about 3.
Boy, both of these teams are giving a little bit extra at the end of the play. Just a little extra tug, a little punch to the face mask. It is playoff football.
Nelson throwing, little sit-down pattern. First down and a little bit more for the Grizzlies. And that was Schmidt again.
Bo Artist on the reception, first down.
9 yards, or was it Artist?
At their own 46-yard
I do believe that was number 4.
Still that 3-man front for Highland. They're spreading those ends so wide. Nelson
off the right
picks
side.
up a couple. You know, you'd think those little plays just up inside that they're running right now should have some yardage there. They're spreading those ends just so wide, run underneath.
Logan lucky to not get a penalty again. The offensive line just did the box elder lean.
Nelson one-humps that one.
Incomplete, intended for Jake Thompson. Third down.
You don't see him do that much.
Nope.
He's done it a couple of times here today. He's got the wind at his back. 3rd down and 7. Logan only 2 of 6 on 3rd down tonight.
Credit the Highland defense. They played a great game against a very potent Logan offense.
Now they scoop linebackers in a little tighter inside. Nelson in trouble. We're going to get a hold. Nelson's going to get a short gain.
Nelson knocked out of bounds at about the
See if Logan rolls the dice and goes for this just inside. If Highland declines this.
Holding against the Grizzlies.
If Highland declines this, see if Logan goes for it on 4th down at the Highland 49. No, they're not even thinking about going for it, I don't think. Let's see.
Penalty is
Penalties
declined. It'll be
decline.
4th down and 5.
Yeah, they're sending in the punt team.
Jake Thompson in the punt for the Grizzlies.
Thompson standing in his own 35. The last snap was high, but he got up there and got it. Helps to have a punter that also plays receiver. Perfect snap this time. Thompson gets this one away. It's a little bit short. Bounces out of bounds inside the 20.
About the 15, I think, is where we're going to spot it.
Right around the
Yeah, the 13.
Oh, that's a
great spot.
That's a generous spot if you're a Logan fan. Not a good one if you're a Ram fan.
35-yard kick. So Logan's 3rd down woes continue, only 2 of 7. A 3-man rush with 8 men back in coverage, causing a little bit of trouble for the Grizzlies. Smithson keeps it.
Boy, more missed tackles right at the line of scrimmage. And that is, if Coach Peebley had any hair, he'd be pulling it out.
96 yards on 16 carries now for Smithson. Take a look, and then he just rides Homa's hip. Puts it in, now hangs on.
Wow. You know those kids have played together a long time for Homa to know that ball is coming out.
Chase Nelson comes up and tackles Homa. That's where Smithson went with it. Cut right back inside of him. First down. Give it to Homa.
Oof.
And he churns forward for 8. Highland's threatening to take control of this ball game, and it's weird to say when they're down by a touchdown.
Yep.
Down
by a touchdown, but momentum is certainly on their side, having made a good stop in Logan's opening possession in this second half.
They look like they're starting to get that machine running. They seem like they may have done what no one else has been able to do, and that's figure out the Logan offense. A lot of game left, 9 minutes to play in the third period. 14-7 Logan. Highland looks like they're getting revved up. Homa keeps this one. Maybe Logan D hurt us.
Maybe. A little wrapping up at the point of attack does wonders.
In fact, no gain.
And Homa gets stood up there by that number 2, Jason Anderson.
Third, and a very short 2. Highland 2 of 6, just like Logan. Third down. Back in motion. Smithson's going to keep it. Smithson running through tackles, and he runs hard for 11 yards.
Boy, that fake is masterful, and 70% of the defense is biting on the first give.
Take a look at the fake here. Rides him, and just takes it out. Anderson you saw him crashing down hard on Homa.
Yeah. Well, the defensive line and the linebackers who are really close to that ball have no idea. Yep. Homa does not have the ball because he's been over so far.
And when you start guessing, that's when it starts working. Here's the pitch to Homa. Flag. Somebody may be moving forward early.
Homa
tripped up after a 3-yard gain. That's illegal procedure there on Highland. Illegal shift actually on Highland. So 2 guys must have been moving. There's the call, the illegal shift.
Against the Rams. 5-yard penalty, repeat first down. First and 15 from the 40-yard.
Well, Logan defense really needs that right now. They needed a penalty. Something to slow down this juggernaut of an offense.
Well, they got it going on that last possession of the first half. And now they seem to have kind of maybe hit their groove a little bit. You know who needs to be careful is the defensive backs. They start going to sleep out there. Run, and now here comes the pass. Smithson in trouble.
He is sneaky, and I just, you can't imagine what's going through the heads of the defensive linemen. Like, this is what it's been like all year for everybody on the other side of the ball, trying to chase down DJ.
2 yards for Smithson. Smithson 5'11", 185, not a huge kid. Definitely a shifty runner. Slippery, isn't he? Maybe that's why they call him Fish.
Maybe.
I didn't get a chance to ask. I was going to ask the Highland coaching staff why they call him Fish. I didn't get a chance. It's not a question I asked. One of those later where you go, oh.
That would be a good question to ask.
Why didn't I ask that? 109 yards on 18 carries for Smithson. Going to throw it again. Oh, and he's got a man deep. And he drops it. They snuck behind. Jerry Padilla snuck behind the defense. And Smithson can't believe he didn't come up with that one.
Boy, and this time Smithson puts it right on the money. Earlier on in the game, those long passes were way too deep, but that is right there. And luckily for Logan,